Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the full council meeting for March. Okay. First of all, 5/1/24, apologies for absence, please, Karen.
Apologies have been received from councillors Cambridge, Mitchell, Perry, Wood and Wright.
Has anyone got? Is that it? Thank you very much. Right, 5/9/24, declaration of any disclosable pecuniary interest, please. That's nothing. 5/9/24 to move into a public participation section. 15 minutes to questions from the public, 3 minutes each. Who wants to go first? Yes, Jeff. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Just want to ask, the things that got a hold to the elections for this next year, does that mean that you're going to sit down against?
That's Brackland and Norfolk. That's nothing to do with Thetford Town Council. No, absolutely nothing to do with Thetford Town Council whatsoever. That's just Brackland and Norfolk. It's nothing to do with us.
It's to do with all of you.
No, nothing, absolutely nothing to do with Thetford Town Council. Thetford Town Council, this, our term runs till 2027. Yeah.
Well,
We're not,
okay, but,
if anything, the devolution will be better for Thetford.
you think
Looking forward to that, so. Okay, but that's nothing to do with us, but honestly, okay. Anyone else?
Hi, Dan.
Rather?
Apologies for not being here since November. But anyway, so coming off of the last time I was here, over Christmas, I sent 3 people at the table here information about my claim that there isn't a climate emergency. So hopefully they looked at that and took it away from that. And yourself, Chris, you said that you was going to look into it and come back to me in January.
That's right.
I wasn't here. So first of all, did you look into it?
Yes, I have, and I will have a discussion with you at some other later date, not in the building.
So you've gained enough information to back your claim that there is a climate emergency?
I am more than happy.
Can you just say yes or no? Have you got enough evidence to back your claim that there's a climate emergency?
I'm more than happy with my stance.
So you won't say yes, you won't say no?
That's the same thing, but yeah.
Okay, so basically, off the back of the fact that you're now declaring that you haven't got enough evidence to back your claim.
Never said that. What I said was I was more than happy with my stance.
Yes or no, have you got the evidence? You have 4 months.
I'm more than happy with what I've learned and what
You're taking the same stance as the IPCC, the National Association of Local Councils, Friends of the Earth and Extinction Rebellion, in the fact that they can't provide you with anything. So, in the absence of that situation, are you, as a town council, between now and the next town council meeting, going to de-escalate and retract your declaration that there is a climate emergency?
that won't be down to me. We'll have to have a full council meeting on that. I can't make that my decision myself. We've already made our stance perfectly clear. And I don't think
it's my stance, but if we go anything to bank your stance, because that seems to be when there's a problem.
okay.
It's a bit like a court case. If you walked into court and said, I declare there's a climate emergency, the judge would say, can you provide us with the evidence? And you say, well, I haven't got any. We're off your court with me.
Okay. Just, as I said, I will have a conversation with yourself. But date we'll sort out.
I'd rather it be in public.
No.
Thank you very much. That's big volumes. Thank you very much.
I did say to you back at the time, I would speak to you personally, not in public.
Look into it and come back to me in January.
Personally, I said I would meet with you personally.
It's a council issue.
That's not.
A climate emergency declared by the council. You all raised your hand when what she's doing.
This is Councillor Land.
You, sort of offended me.
Quiet, please. David, face this way. Just Councillor Land.
And I'll be happy to raise my hand again.
Okay. Right, next, anyone else, please? Mark?
Mr. Chair, I was going to ask you a question about all the strange people walking around Thetford at the minute. We've got loads of Romanians, I've got people from Africa. It's just all strange people I've never seen before. I've ascertained that they're not on holiday, and I was going to ask you questions about it, but I've decided not to tonight. On whether we may need the militia in the future, but I'll save that for another meeting. My question tonight is reference what I said last time, and that was where we stopped the local debt collectors taking money by medicines away from a constituent of the town. I remember last time I couldn't get an answer off any of the councillors, but what I did get was I got the town clerk trying to sort it out, which I didn't actually think it'd take place. It's down to the councillors to sort these questions out and do the research. And the town clerk can advise you, but the town clerk shouldn't be taking the lead in the meeting like she did last time. So I didn't get an answer to that question about the debt collectors. So what I did was I did some digging around the town since the last meeting. And there's various people who received summons off the council for not paying council tax. And it turns out, on speaking to the court, that the court in Norwich knows nothing about this summons. And it turns out that the summons is fake. Now what we've done is we've done a bit more digging and we find out that the summons is fake, and what the council is actually doing, it's hiring the court privately, and it's hiring a magistrate privately. Now, this is what's happening relative to the minute. I told they, now, if somebody doesn't turn up to the court, they then procure what's called a fake liability order. For those who don't know what that is, that's a three-way contract between the person who hasn't paid, the council, and who the debt's being handed over to. Now, the liability order is not being produced, and you can't come after somebody for debt without that order. So what we've done is we found out everything from Bretton is fake at the minute. Now, the employers in Bretton and the councillors who know this, they're committing a number of offences under the Local Government Performance Act 1988. Now, this is getting quite serious. Now, I do know what laws are being broken under the Local Government Act here, and I'm sure the clerk will find that out for you. But most of it is under section 78, paragraph 2. And I won't read out what's being broken, but that's being broken at the minute point. Referendum. They're also breaking the Administration of Justice Act 1970, Part 5. I'll just give you a bit of it. It says a person commits an offence, it would be unchecked with coercion of other persons to pay money claimed from the other as debt due to a contract. And there is no contract, he is in trouble if he harasses for the demand.
Okay, Mark, that's your 3 minutes. Sorry, though. No, that's your 3 minutes. The answer to that is Bretton District Council. No, your time is up. Thank you very much. Your time is up. Right. The time, do you have to speak to Bretton District Council? The Bretton District Council, the ones you have to speak to, and the police about the summons. There's absolutely nothing to do with the council.
Your residents who are being harassed.
Anyway, your time's up. Nothing to do with the town council.
You councillors are going to do that.
Thank you. Can you sit down, please? I've given you the answer.
3 minutes because you're uncomfortable. That's something. We need some answers of these councillors. You can't just sit there and hide behind a 3-minute watch. It's out of order.
Alan.
Done. You'll think at least I want some sort of answer to this question.
What? Mark, what,
David, shush.
can I just ask, what kind of answer are you looking for? Because you're talking about the Finance Act of 1988. The councillors would not know anything.
I'm going to let her finish.
The Local Government Act, that's just true, is the fraud act I haven't gone into it. Now, this is what I'm finding out, and what people are better at finding out, that people come into their houses and demanding money, and then it looks like fraud. Now, the fraud is going up to Bretton, and it's going up to Norfolk Council, from what we can see.
So what would you like us to do about it as a council?
Before we start taking all lawful action, we'd like to see the councillors looking into this and telling us what Thetford Council thinks. Is this true or is it false? So from what we can see,
We will look into it.
taken at the highest levels.
We will look into it. And I can assure you, if any resident comes to me with any issues, I will help them as much as I can.
I was thinking the Brandon Council's going to say it.
You've had, can you, hey, Mark, your time's up now. I've been more than tolerant.
We're going to get an
Yes,
answer.
you're going to sit down. That's it. Thank you.
Well, then check them, then I'll vote.
Well, when you sit down,
I'm listening to them, I won't be.
then you can hear sitting there. I'm sorry.
Sit down or give. Mark, can you just sit down, please?
Thank you. Right. Is there anyone else? Gordon, did you have your hand up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, Gordon had his hand up first. Gordon had his hand up first.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So good evening, thanks. I want to thank personally Idris for helping me out yesterday with a problem with Two Sisters Factory. Since we've got to the resident who put the complaint to me, although she put it to the wrong person, but can I say, I've been back to her, told her what's been looked into, and they're more than happy with what you've done. Thank you very much.
So I can assure you, I'm going to progress that and we'll not let it ride. I'll come back with yourselves. We'll do a visit to the site and have a look. Not overnight though.
Next week to make sure that it hasn't happened again.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
And this is how I'm probably longer than most of you.
Oh, you haven't. I'm local. I'm local, but
Well, let me just say something, right? I've been to town council meetings. I've seen members of the council making gestures to the public, right? If we'd have made gestures like that, you would arraign the police. Well, that gentleman there would definitely arraign the police, right? You don't even apologise, do you? You make gestures to people in the public. No, that gentleman there, right? This man here never faces the public, but makes a lot of gestures. Yes. Yeah, there's another gesture.
okay, so we don't get involved.
You're making gestures. You don't even talk to the people. People are asking you, right, for your input. And you nod and say, I'm going to speak. No, let me finish.
You finished it.
Let me finish. I'm read 3 minutes yet. Because this man.
He's putting his hand up. Quiet. Quiet.
What we do.
Let's let him have his 3 minutes.
Like people say.
Give his 3 minutes, right?
Bring up.
Okay, just carry on.
What you should do is listen to the people. And I think you would be a lot better. At the moment, you're very, very weak. All right? And you let us down about it. So stop making gestures and speak to people that deserve better than what you do.
I must admit,
Looking, mate.
excuse me, David, I must admit, I haven't seen the gestures. If I'd have seen them, I can assure you, I would have done something about it. No, I wouldn't send you, mate. You're all right.
Send me out.
I didn't see him. I do apologise. I didn't see him. Well, I was watching this, but here we go. All right, thank you. Councillor Peters. Yeah, Councillor Peters. Okay.
Thank you, Chair. What's the question? Basically, to speak.
Robbie said that once. Yeah, I understand. I'll let you on.
I don't think I've been.
No,
I do think for a while, that people in the town,
yeah,
on a regular basis,
not
they
me.
don't talk to you about violence.
No.
But I do think it's regular, and I'm sure that most of the councillors do. So, what's better than we don't talk to about is wrong.
But every meeting I've been to, and people have asked a simple question, like Bob asked, yes or no, you can't get any more simple than that. And there says, I'll speak to you later.
Yeah.
That is where you let yourself down. You should be asking, answering questions. A simple yes or no. You couldn't even answer that.
Okay. Right, thanks. Come back just quickly.
Sorry, we do talk to them, constituents on a regular basis, and it isn't just
Public session, no.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, Councillor Mann first.
Yeah, good question. I do take a slight objection to the fact we say we don't talk to residents. Every Saturday in the past, probably 3 months now, I've been out 2 hours, county city, knocking on doors. We usually get around 70 to 80 people every Saturday. I think that's a much better representation of the people of Thetford than 9 officials in here. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Stirrup. No, it's finished. Public bits, okay. Public bits finished now, sorry. No. Councillor Stirrup.
Just to make you aware, happy to educate. When a councillor puts their hand up, it means we're going to answer you. We're asking permission to be addressed next so we can answer you. We're not asking to, we weren't trying to put, I've not finished. We weren't trying to cut you off. The next thing I'm going to say is that our meeting was recorded, so should the councillor have made a gesture, we will review it. And the third thing I'm going to say is, Mark can come and ask questions all he wants. It's an open forum, that's fine. You cannot expect us to answer if we don't know the context of the questions. That was a lot of information that Mark threw at us there. If he wants a well-formed answer, he needs to email it to us. I've never received an email from anyone. I'm not one of the 3 you emailed, Bob. I've never received an email from anyone. So you cannot expect us to have a well-formed opinion. My background's healthcare and HR. I don't have a clue about this stuff. If you want an answer on it, give me the time to get that answer. No, I'm done, thank you. So that's it.
Just, all right, no, it's finished. Sorry. He hasn't been here. I can't talk to someone who's not here. Okay, right.
Just,
Right, fine. That's the public finish.
yeah.
Okay, right, 59424 to confirm the minutes of the extraordinary full council meeting held on the 11th of March. All those in favour? Agree? Okay. 59524, town council representatives on other bodies and the county council. Councillor James isn't here, but she sent through a report for me to read for you. Right. Further to last month's update on the 30-mile MP8 roundels to be painted on the roads, the line-in for the roundels will take place week commencing the 31st of March. There will, however, be one omitted location on Mumford Road, just north of Station Lane, as this road is in for surface dressing later in the year. The 30-mile per hour roundel will be picked up as part of the line-in that follows surface dressing, not going to waste taxpayers' money doing a job twice. And then she adds her next surgery is Monday, the 7th of April in the library. That's from James. Okay, right, we'll go around the table now. Matt?
Yeah, thank you. Myself and Councillor Brindle on Charles Borough Board. We had the paper fair over the weekend, which was an incredibly successful centre, and we saw that myself, Andrea Jarrett, the board member, and Carol and Julie and Phil, we all volunteered in the kitchen to keep the centre cost low down when I was charity. It was a great success. I look forward to the future events. We're really happy that the Pagan Fair actually found the centre manager on the day, and that they're going to go further 3 times. Outside of that, again, just my kudos to Hillel Lemon, the new centre manager. She is fantastic at her people, and I wish her all success in the future of the Thetford Centre.
Thank you. Councillor Gibson? No. Councillor Land?
Thanks, Chair. As indicated previously to a member of the public, I canvass most Saturdays, go around, meet residents, speak to them. I continue to work for them, including offering help whenever I can. This help would include food bank and full bank vouchers, along with household referral grants. Although short till April, household referral grants are still available to old-age pensioners, which I think a lot of people will be assured by. Other caseworkers piled in And it's very fortunate we have Terry Jeremy MP's office in town because it's such a great resource for taking on more complicated casework. And we get on with it and we're making a real effort to help the individuals, the people. Thetford. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Peters.
Thank you. Just to update the council that the Thetford is now going to be on Friday the 4th of April with the 20 million. I don't know if it is. So that is now up and running. And secondly, I apologise for the late thing and the suddenness, but I had a message from the Rugby Club just yesterday, and they've been asked to represent Thetford in the tournament Germany in the first out between town. And the Rugby Club has asked, is the council able to do anything to help them to get to the tournament? I know it's the last year, but and it's just following it. But is there anything we can do?
Could ask them to apply for a small grant and we can look into some other stuff. Yeah. That's a Annie Blackmore.
Thank you. As representative on the Thetford Museum Trust as a trustee, we have recently had a training day putting together a business plan to help take the museum forward. There also, which will help being accredited, which will help us get more funding. The kitchen and cafe has been updated following getting the £5,000 for the Moving Thetford tour last year. So that's hopefully going to be ready for that open day, which is on Easter Day, and it's a big fan to update that day.
I'll be there. David?
No, thank you.
Councillor MacDonald?
Chair, I'd just like to update everybody on the Safer Thetford Action Group. The meeting was conducted today here in the council offices. Things are moving forward steadily, and we are doing that slightly adjunct to the police, who are still conducting their safer neighbourhood action panels. So the reason we hold the stag meetings 2 weeks before is so that we can make sure that the voice is heard when it comes to those meetings. So we've had some success, in particular, working closely with town council officers. Antisocial behaviour in the town has been widely publicised, but we've been working hard to change some of the town planners, working with the CCTV teams and community playback and the police. So this is a multi-agency approach. Also, the shop watch effect that was set up not very long ago has had some success in that one man was arrested recently after some major shoplifting across the town. So good news on that. The next SNAP meeting held by the police is on the 10th of April here. So I would encourage anybody to go along. In particular, if you've got problems or concerns that you may have about any antisocial behaviour, any speeding, and of course, Thetford has its own speed watch teams who desperately need support, and any other area you think the police can have an effect on. Remember, they can't do all of it. There's a collegiate approach, and the town council is playing a big part in that. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Brindle?
Thank you. Very briefly, I spent last Saturday morning helping canvass. I've talked to residents in one of our areas. I think that's typical of what many of us do, and everything else I've done has been said already by other people, which I won't waste your time repeating.
Thank you very much. On my own personal level, I've been round and about my ward yet again, getting loads of casework, helping people with their problems. It's one of the most rewarding parts of being a town councillor. It's getting out, meeting people and solving their problems for them. We can't solve them all, but we do our best. That's all we can do. Thank you very much. Okay. 59624, the mayor's report. Oh, sorry, Carla, did you have something?
No, not
Okay.
good, thank you.
I do apologise.
No.
Okay. The mayor's report, as you can see, yet again, another busy month. Lucky enough, myself and my team won Call My Bluff at the Methodist Church Enable exhibition, and the March Enable Wellbeing Fair was incredible. The amount of volunteers we have from this town who do stuff for other people is awesome. There was up to 20 or 30 stalls there, judging from anything that you can help, that people need help with, and it was good to see. As you can see, it has been busy. Thank you. Right, 59724, Town Clerk. Do you want to say anything? Any questions?
You've all read my town report. Any questions?
Councillor Land first.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was really pleased to see the town clerk's report. I think it's a phenomenal piece of work. And it highlights some of the good stuff these councillors and officers are doing around the town. I was particularly pleased to see the inclusion of the rainwater harvesting as voted for the Community Environment Committee. I think this is a brilliant initiative and forms part of our real efforts to maintain our vision of an ecological future within the town. So through much.
Councillor Stewart.
Yeah, thank you. Just broken record at this very point. Thank you very much again to the town clerk at the South Park, and to be fair, all of our staff. I don't think a lot of people see the hours and hours of hard work they put in, and the emails we receive incredibly early in the morning, incredibly late when you're still working. You guys put a lot of effort in, and it is greatly appreciated. Just the fact that we moved on standard up there, just want to congratulate the mayor as well on 3 very successful quizzes. We went to all 3 of them. It was a great night out. We didn't win once, which was quite sad, and quite wanted to beat us nearly every time. But congratulations for raising the amount of money for your charities as well. Well,
Thank you. Councillor Peters.
Yeah, just 2 things from the report. One is, am I right in assuming that we can just put in a request for a location for the park, because I've seen an area that serve quite well for one. And secondly, my personal thanks to the clerk and the staff on the hard work they're putting on the VD8 party. It's going to be a magnificent event, and it is down to their hard work. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No, I would just like to pass my thanks over as well. We were totally overwhelmed with the amount of people who turned up for the quiz on Friday. The staff worked the socks off and got the set of them on. Thank you. Pass. Yeah. Okay. 59824, progress on actions. Progress on actions. Any questions? No? Thank you. Okay. 59924, community wardens, to receive a report regarding the continuations of Thetford's community wardens. Dan Clark.
Yep, as council are aware, our wardens have been in the town for the last 2 years. They've been working in Thetford. They have been funded by the Police and Crime Commissioner and Breckland Town Council. They're now pulling the initiative over for the next 2 years, and they're not only doing it in Thetford, but they're also rolling it out to the other councils within town councils within the Breckland area. And what they're asking is the Police and Crime Commissioner is putting some funds, Breckland Council are putting some funds, and they're asking for an amount from each town council.
Councillor Ladd.
Thank you very much, Chair. Along with more better parks, clear streets and fewer weeds around the town centre, our town wardens have made a tremendous difference to the atmosphere in Thetford with their calm but authoritative presence. They also hold back constabulary, obviously. Now, antisocial behaviour is a is a curse really for all communities, but hits less affluent groups disproportionately hard. And in that light, I think they do a real service to the town. My wish would be for the scheme to be extended into service stays in Thetford as well. But unfortunately, the money required just isn't there at present. I do wonder if this is at least in part a result of Breckland wasting £57,000 on a since-forced car parking consultation that had no option for residents to say no. All this being the case, I wholeheartedly support our financial support for town wardens. Thank you.
Councillor Peters.
Thank you, Chair. I supplement this. I think it's only a better point a little bit. It's nice that we've had 2 years with Breckland and the police funding it, but you know, it is a small share of it, and I think it is good. As with Mason Paul, Councillor Donald Paul, they have paid off. It has had a marked effect, and a lot of people have commented on how good it is, and it would be a shame to see that progress lost.
Okay. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to say the same as everybody else, but I will add that those street wardens came on the back of a long period where we didn't have any very close community relations from the police, and that was after the PCSOs were disestablished. My one question or concern is, if we put money towards them, and I wholeheartedly believe we should, does that mean those wardens remain with this town because we're putting money into it? Or does it mean that being as they're widening the scheme, we will lose them for some period of time?
At this moment in time, we would share them with the other councils and the other districts, but I am aware that all of the other districts, one of the other districts is not minded to use them because they haven't put it into their budgets. We might be sharing them with 2 others.
Okay, anyone else? I will come. If that's the case, I mean, that's quite disappointing news. I think the warden's done a cracking job. And regarding Garnsley Estates, they have been going out onto some because they've helped me with illegal vehicles. To my mind, Breckland's decision to get rid of the PCSOs was a mistake. It was wrong. It was not saving the money. It lost the communication in the town between the PCSOs and the residents. It was a mistake. And the community wardens, really, we shouldn't need community wardens. What we should have is police on the street, to be fair. This is what they're there for. But due to the amount of cuts that the previous government did with Norfolk Police, lost 300 or 400 officers, that was drastic. It didn't help. But the community wardens have my total support and they do a cracking job. Okay, I'm going to have a... Oh, I've lost myself now. Oh, yeah, to agree on the officer recommendations regarding the continuation of Thetford's community wardens. Can we have a proposal, please? Councillor MacDonald, seconded. Councillor Land. All those in favour? All those against? Any abstentions? Okay. Thank you very much. That's carried. 624, Barclays Bank and the use of Teleroo to receive a report regarding the closure of the Barclays Bank account. Deputy Town Clerk, so you've been quiet for too long.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's two particular issues. We used to use Barclays Bank to pay our salaries. They have a bulk payment facility, so our service providers could log on and do that. Fortunately, Barclays pulled that at a very short notice, so we had to come to another arrangement. We have a bank account with an organisation called Teleroo, and they're our bulk payment providers. They pay our salaries. Our service providers go to them, load a file. We are one of the signatories. Our payroll providers, the other signatory, and staff get paid through that. We didn't come to council initially, so we are a bit of kind of coming and asking for permission or kind of verification rather than for permission. We just had to do something. We really were stuck in that particular position. So I've just brought it to council. If you want us to look at anyone else, obviously we can do that. The second big issue is Barclays Bank, has been a nightmare for those that work in the local government sector. The councils have actually really written some items about them. They've been reported to the Public Accounts Committee for the challenges that we had. We have been trying to get signatories on. It took me in 4 years to become a signatory. I'm trying to get the town clerk to be a signatory, and we've got no chance. It's just not possible to do that. What we coming to council to do is really ask him to close the Barclays Bank account and move all our banking to Unity Trust Bank. Most of our banking is done to Unity Trust Bank, and that's really the purpose of this item. Given the financial regulation, council consent to do these, to make these recommendations.
Thank you. Any questions? Mr. Brindle, sorry, Councillor Brindle.
Mayor, question about whether those who receive salaries paid in the way you've described have been consulted about this proposed, or chatted even about this proposed change, and whether they're happy with it.
The staff were happy just to be paid. If we kept salary, if we were staying with Barclays, they would not have been paid.
Thank you, Councillor Brindle. Okay, can we have a proposer and a seconder, please? Councillor Stewart and Councillor Peters. Okay. Thank you. 60124, to receive a report considering participation in the local council award scheme. This is
I've recently discovered that we used to be part of an award scheme which is given to local councils that excel in policy, procedures, good governance. And we lost it about 2.5 years ago because it's a 4-year thing. You get it for 4 years, but you have to keep up your policies and procedures. And unfortunately, 2.5 years ago, we lost it. So what I want to do is do some work to reinstate it. We now have all the policies, procedures, internal controls in place, and I'd like council to agree to let me go ahead and do the work necessary to receive this award again.
Councillor Land. We're both at the same time, so it's.
I think this council has come in leaps and bounds over the past little time, and see no reason at all for us not to shout about it. We're a well-run council now. We have procedures in place. We need to let people know just how good we are. Thank you.
Perfect. I was going to append this to Bob's update here, that a lot of the work that I know has been going on, and anyone who has watched the Corporate Services Committee meetings will know how much work has been going on with about policy and professionalisation in the town council. It's quite numerous and it's quite hard work, but it's really important. And I'm really pleased to see things like this happening, because I think that's actually a really good indicator that we're getting things in place, even if they're not happening when they can't be seen straight away. They will be seen very soon because of this hard work. So I just want to thank that and say I fully support it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councillor MacDonald?
Yeah, just one more on that. These gold, bronze and silver award schemes look often like we're just trying to pat ourselves on the back, and it's really not about that. What other way have we got of proving that we are doing something to a nationally recognised standard other than taking part in this? So by not being in it, we're not doing a service to the town that we should be by showing that we're working towards at least higher standards. So I would firmly say that it's a great thing that the council should do. It's a shame we dropped it off in the past, but like a lot of things, it's the only way to mark your homework. Just like we go for Anglia and Bloom, those sort of things are what sets us apart from those who don't bother doing it, frankly. Thank you.
Councillor Peters.
Thank you, Chair. I think it's quite important that we do go for this accreditation, because when we did, obviously we're not all going to be like the next council. This council needs to be handed over in good shape. It's our duty, and I think we should do it.
Councillor Stewart.
Just to piggyback on Councillor MacDonald's point as well, she made amazingly. It's also well done to our staff. The staff, I'm not in a habit of criticising the previous councils. The staff inherited more than anything an absolute mess, to be honest. And Sonia and Alan specifically, the town clerk have spent hours and hours rewriting policies, creating new contracts, looking at staff hierarchies, working really closely with the corporate services teams to get these end results. That you guys deserve a well done, and the staff deserve a well done as much as the council as a whole. So anything we can do to acknowledge the hard work that all staff went into to basically rejuvenating this council is worth it. Is this the one we edited previously a couple of years ago? Yeah. I was nominated for the juvenile award and I didn't get it because I felt all through it.
No. Okay, anyone else? We did get a gold, silver gold award some time ago. It's just unfortunate that we let it go. Can we make sure that doesn't happen again?
I'll try my best.
That's good.
The pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, mate. Okay,
Win it first.
all right, can we have a proposal and a seconder, please? Councillor Jefferson and Councillor Peters. All those in favour? Anyone against? No, any abstention? No. Done. 60224, Honoured Citizens Award. To receive report considering reinstating the Honoured Citizen Award scheme. Well,
Thank you, Mayor. This was, you asked me to put this on the agenda, so I'll hand it back to you as to why you wanted me to put it on the agenda.
back in the day, when one of the good things we did as a previous, two good things we did as a previous council was have an Honoured Citizens Award, which we did for youth as well, a youth person and older folk. And I would like to bring that back because we have some incredible people in our town who do some wonderful work, and we should honour those as much as we can. Councillor Stewart.
Thank you. I'm really, really happy that you've brought this up. I remember a few years ago, I was one of the few on the group who really championed hard to keep this going. So thank you so much for bringing it. We have some fantastic people in this town whose work goes completely unrecognised. And also thank you very much to the staff and to yourself, Chris, as well, for coming up with a detailed plan when the awards were, because I think that was a lot of the confusion last time. People were thinking, we can nominate, how are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? What are we going to give them? So thank you for the detailed response about the voucher, the award, doing it at the AGM, which I think is fantastic. Yeah, I'm really great that you brought this back. I think we have somebody else whose work should go acknowledged.
Councillor Peters. I haven't seen that.
I agree with Councillor Stewart. It is a good idea. Do remember we had problems in getting nominations. We should we're going to go ahead with this. Do we actually promote it and over promote it in order to get their nominations?
Yes, definitely. I would agree with that. That we will go out to the wider public. Matt?
Just to confirm, I think you triggered a memory. We previously changed the rules last time that should we not receive any nominations from the public, councillors were allowed to submit it. They weren't therefore allowed to be part of the voting process at that point. Are those still the rules in that case?
No. I'll put in there that councillors and staff cannot put forward recommendations, because I'd like it to be just community nominating community.
Yes, I would agree with that entirely. Okay, can we have a proposal and a seconder for that, please? Councillor Stewart, secondary Councillor Barretto. Sorry, all those in favour? I forgot that. All those against and any abstentions? Done. Thank you so much. Right. Thank you very much. Meeting closed at 19:44. Thank you.